What's the mood in the camp like this week? Has reality hit home that you're going to be playing your first Premier League game?
I think so, yeah. It's a really positive camp at the minute. We've had a good few weeks now. Obviously we were in Austria last week, had a really good week there, good week's training, and we're all systems go now, ready for the big one on Saturday.
Will it be extra special for you with the confirmation that you'll be leading the club as captain in the new season? Absolutely, yeah.
It's a really massive honour for myself to be captain of this club. You know, I couldn't have wished for a better start before the season's really started. You know, to be captain of such a great bunch of lads and at a club that I've been at for a number of years now is a really special feeling for me.
Are you expecting a tough baptism of fire given the wide players that Crystal Palace have?
Yeah, I think we're all expecting a tough opening encounter. It's the Premier League, isn't it? It's going to be a tough season. We're all well aware of that. But make no mistake, we're not there just to go and, you know, have a little play around. We're there to really have a go this season and try and upset a few people.
David's told us that he's not setting any limits. It was the mantra last season, no limits. Do you think he could be the surprise package in the Premier League?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't see why not. He was keen to stress when he first comes to the club that we were going to set ourselves no limit, and that was the approach we were going to take, and that's what we did last season, and look where it got us to. So I firmly believe that we'll stick to that principle this year and see what happens.
And obviously you had the injury in the playoff final. Are you feeling 100% now going into the new season?
Yeah, I feel really good. It's been it was a tough 7 or 8 weeks that I had after the final. You know, trying to regain my fitness, but I feel as though I'm there or thereabouts now. I had a few minutes over in Austria, which was good for me, and the training, obviously, as I'm sure everyone knows, we train at a very good tempo, day in, day out, which has helped me as well. So I'm ready to go on Saturday. Do you feel as though there's good competition for places within the squad with the recruitment that's been done? Definitely, yeah. The manager wants to have a good sized squad. With everyone fighting for positions, and I think that's how it should be. You know, it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you always wanting to strive to be better, knowing that someone's obviously ready to take your place if for whatever reason you don't perform.
Tommy, good to see you. Obviously captain last season. What does it mean to you to have been named club captain now?
It's a massive achievement for myself. I'm absolutely delighted. I really am. Again, you know, the club, I've been here for a number of years now, and there's no better club in my eyes that I'd like to be captain at. You know, from top to bottom, the people at the club are fantastic people. They really are. I won't say a bad word about any single person who works here. So to be named club captain and, you know, have these people behind me is a really great feeling.
How do you think you've maybe changed as a person or as a captain and developed over last season when you were given the armband?
I'd like to think I haven't really changed. You know, I like to think that I'm quite a vocal character in and out of the dressing room. The lads, they really make it easy. They really do. I mean, Huds was obviously captain last year, and he was a great captain, and I'd like to think I can follow in his footsteps. You know, he's great with me in terms of advice. And I'll certainly be looking to him if I have any issues. But I'm thoroughly relishing the opportunity to be captain of this club.
So Mark's still staying here as a coach. What kind of tribute would you pay to him and the way he's led the side over the last few years?
He's been brilliant. He really has, both on and off the field. He's a leader in every way, and I'm sure he'll continue to do that in the coaching role that he's got now with the club. As I say, I think if there's any issues that I've got, I can pull him to one side, and I'm sure he'll give me his best advice. And you know, he was the first one to congratulate me on the captaincy yesterday, and he's certainly been a big figure for myself in taking the new role.
When we spoke to you at Wembley when you were on the crutches, you said, you know, it hadn't sunk in, you couldn't quite believe what had been achieved. When did it actually truly sink in about what was achieved?
It's a funny one. I don't think it probably will sink in. You know, it's one of them. It's just it's work at the end of the day. You know, we're in the Premier League. We deserve to be there. But it's down to business now. That's almost in the past now, isn't it? It's a great memory to have, a great memory to hold on to. But we're in the Premier League now, and we're firmly focused on going to Crystal Palace on Saturday to get some points.
What makes you believe this squad is good enough to survive in the top flight?
We've got a good squad, as simple as that. We've got good togetherness. All the attributes that we had last season, I think will continue into this season. We know it's obviously going to be tougher than last season due to it being the Premier League, but we see no reason why we can't go in there and really, you know, stake a claim to definitely stay in the league and progress higher up the league.
different environment, of course, but last year you were written off every single week, underdogs every single week. Can you kind of draw on those experiences last year to help you?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be no different this year. Last season people didn't predict anything from us, and look what we achieved, you know, so I don't see why that has to change this season. We're more than happy for people to write us off, and more than happy for us to be the underdogs. That's absolutely fine, but as long as we go about our business in the right way, which I'm sure we will, I see no reason why we can't have a real good go.
And what have the new lads been like coming into the side? How have they kind of gelled? What qualities have they brought?
They've settled in brilliantly, they really have. You know, it can be hard for people to come from different countries and different clubs into a club who's just been promoted. It's always, you kind of think, you know, what am I going to expect, that sort of approach. But the lads have been brilliant, every single one of them. They've settled in well to a dressing room which is full of good characters, and they've only added to what we've already got, so which is great news.
And for you, obviously, the injury kind of took a bit longer to heal than everyone was hoping. How are you feeling now going into the season?
I feel good. Yeah, it took a while, but it was you know, the physios were telling me and the doctors were telling me that it's a fractured foot, and it's got to be allowed time. But I was desperate to get fit as soon as possible and hopefully make the Crystal Palace game. It looks now that I'll be available for selection, so I'm absolutely delighted with that, and hopefully I can lead the team out of Selhurst Park on Saturday if selected.
And for you personally, we're involved in the Manchester City Academy. Going back to that time when you obviously left to come here to Huddersfield Town, did that ever kind of make you hungrier to eventually become a Premier League player down a different career pathway?
Yeah, of course it does. I think everyone's goal in life is to play at the top level in the Premier League. I'm very fortunate in the sense that I've been able to do that with a club that I've been at for a long time, and I've got a great bond with now, I would say. So to be in the Premier League with Huddersfield Town and obviously being named captain as well, it's almost like a dream come true for me.
So you developed really strongly last season. How big a challenge and step up do you think it will be for you personally going into the Premier League?
Massive. It'll be a massive step up, but not just for me, for the club in general. You know, the staff, the club, the players, everyone. It's going to be a massive step up. But you know, we're all absolutely relishing, you know, putting our wits against these big clubs. And again, I keep saying we're more than ready for it, definitely.
So as the new club captain, what's the message to the fans going into this season?
Stick with us, do exactly the same as you've been doing, and even more. You know, last season they were absolutely fantastic from start to finish, and we'll definitely need them again this year. You know, I'm sure they'll turn up in the numbers, and as I say, stick with us. It's going to be a tough road, but make no mistake, we'll be giving it our all, and we just expect them to do the same, which I'm sure they will.
Tommy, you already said how much it means to you as players because you want to play at that very highest level. Are the players really aware of how much it means to the fans as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all more than aware, just off the basis of last season. You know, they turned out in the numbers every week, home and away. They supported us right the way through the season, and I'm sure they'll do so this year. We're fully, completely aware of what it means to this club and this town as a whole. And we'll be looking to make each and every one of them proud.
Has the preparation differed from last season to this season? A lot was made of how fit you were last season. Is that very much the same? It's been the same way of training, 2 sessions, hard sessions?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any reason, I'm sure the manager doesn't see any reason why to change it. It was evident last season how fit we were as a group. Everyone was at it every day in training and in the games as well, so I don't see why that'd have to change this year. It's a great thing to be as fit as we are, because it certainly helps the way we play, and that's the approach we'll be looking for this season, definitely.
Tommy. Last year we had Ian Holloway, this year we've got Merson, Savage and Jim White, who are all brightening us up before a ball's even been kicked. How much do the players register these things, and do you need any extra motivation going into maybe the Premier League? I
think all the motivation's there, mate. It's the Premier League, isn't it? I don't think you need any more motivation than what it is. I mean, these people who are writing us off, that's their opinion. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But as I say, we just kind of brush it off and we get on with it. Last season, I'm sure it was more than just Holloway who was writing us off. And again, look what we've done and look what we've achieved. So we're more than happy to take the title of the underdog, or for people to write us off. That's absolutely fine. We'll just go about our business as normal, and hopefully we can prove a few more people wrong.
And how important are those first points on the board?
Massive, yeah, they're absolutely massive. It was no different last year when we started the Championship season off. We got off to a good start, and it almost sets you up in a way for, you know, to kick-start your season. So make no mistake, we'll be looking to go to Selhurst Park on Saturday to collect some points, and then we'll be looking to get even more the following week at Newcastle.
The
fans are always looking at the games and the grounds they want to go to. Tommy, is there any that you're looking forward to going to?
I think all of them. It's going to be a special season. It really is. You know, you look around at some of the players that clubs are bringing in now, and the stadiums and the full. It's where everyone wants to be in the Premier League. You know, there's not a ground in particular I'm looking forward to. I'm just going to try and enjoy every single minute, as I'm sure all the other lads are going to do.
Do you have to remember that you're going there as equals? It isn't a fairy tale anymore. This is reality.
No, that's exactly what it is, and I'm sure the players know that it is reality and it's work. And you know, we're not here for a tickling contest. We're not here to just make up the numbers. We're here to really have a go. We don't see why we can't. We deserve to be here, as do all the other teams in the league. And as I say, we're certainly not here just to make up the numbers.
Recruited very well. You've got those players in early. How much of an advantage is that, do you feel?
A big one. The manager's he's obviously made it clear that he wanted to do his business early. I think a main factor in that is obviously bonding the lads together with the lads who were here last year, which is what we've done. We've been away on tour with obviously the majority of the squad. And we've all interacted, we've all bonded together, and it certainly helps when you're on the field. You know, if you've got a good relationship off it, you're more than likely going to have a good one on it. So I think it's good that the majority of the transfer business has been done early, and it just allows them to settle in.
And when you got told you were going to be captain, what were your feelings?
I was ecstatic. I was, you know, the manager called me in yesterday and just had 5 minutes with me and just said, you know, he sees no reason why I can't continue to do it after what happened last year. And obviously I'm overjoyed, as I keep saying, you know, to be a captain of such a great group of people and a great group of lads who I've got, you know, the utmost respect for, every single one of them, is a really, really good achievement and a really great feeling for myself.
Excellent. Right, Tommy, can you stay there just for a couple of minutes?